The story begins with a flashback that takes everyone to the village of Miyagi in Okinawa, around the year 1986. Next to him is Daniel LaRusso, the first karate kid that morning. It's time to talk about Miyagi's past that afternoon. The lesson revolves around a family ancestor named Shumpo, the first of the Miyagi to bring kung fu to Okinawa. Shumpo was a fisherman who loved sei. One afternoon, after an intense storm and heavy sei consumption, he got lost at sea and was found by people on the coast of China. A family known as the Han took him in and taught him the art of kung fu. We return to the present time where we see Jackie, or rather Mr. Han, in his own dojo and kung fu academy, all thanks to the fame acquired by Trey in the previous story. Han has hundreds of students to whom he teaches the same techniques that worked before, like the classic take off your jacket and put it back on. At that moment, a girl interrupts him to inform him that his doctor has arrived, what makes him nervous. While the girl distracts the doctor, Han alerts Lee, his loyal disciple, and they prepare for her arrival. The doctor is Lee's mother, who has come to take him. She doesn't want him to follow his late brother's path. Han, her uncle, tries to convince her not to keep Lee from kung fu, but she is his mother and her decision must be respected, at least until he is of age to make his own decisions. Fong, Lee's mother, suggests discussing it that night during dinner. He has something important to tell them about his job and leaves them some New York Yankees caps as a clue. However, Lee knows his mother is a successful doctor awaiting a promotion, which has already come. They'll move to New York, and that's the end of the conversation. In the next scene, we see Lee and his mother arriving in the city. Everything is new for both, and they must become a team for this new stage in their lives. In a place where the lights never go out and everyone seems immersed in their own affairs. The first place Lee visits is a pizzeria. There he meets Mia, the only kind person in the place and his first friend in this new city. The next morning, mother and son set out to fulfill their obligations, so Lee will have to take the subway to school alone. His monitor, Mrs. Morgan, will keep him on track. His mother asks him to help maintain good grades, so the young man already has someone watching over him. After his first day, he meets Mia, who is shopping for the pizzeria, and offers to help her, and Lee is kind and also Mia is very nice. She needs friends and doesn't want to go back to the apartment to die of boredom. As he walks, Lee comes across a martial arts dojo. He can't help but stare through the window. It's very different from what he learned, but it's still kung fu. Mia tells him they need to leave. At that moment, Shane appears, who starts asking her about her father and pending business, harassing her a bit. Shane turns out to be the owner of the dojo and everyone there is quite unpleasant. Mia warns Lee not to get close to them. Inside the dojo, we meet Connor, who doesn't seem happy to learn that Mia has made a new friend. In the following days, Mia decides to show him her perspective of the city, so they go out on a scooter for Lee to discover all New York has to offer. That is, of course, until the scooter breaks down and they have to return by subway, where they run into Anna. Connor's attitude is threatening. He turns out to be Mia's ex and is waiting for the perfect opportunity to mark his territory. With a surprise punch, Connor leaves Lee with a black eye, who can't defend himself. Mia tells him Connor is a crazy guy who loves to fight and is the champion of the 5 districts. She only went out with him for a few months to defy her father, but now he realizes he was right. Victor, his father, also used to fight and became the best in the city. But those times are gone. Now he only has the pizzeria and many debts. That night, Lee can't help but remember his training sessions with his brother and what he was capable of doing. They spent months practicing the dragon kick, their best move, but never managed to master it completely. The next day, Connor returns to mock Lee again, but now he decides to look up and fight. Unfortunately, Connor is the ultimate bully. His moves are more powerful and better. Not even the kick his brother taught him was useful, as Connor managed to anticipate it. That night, while returning home, he came across Mia's scooter, so he tried to fix it, but was interrupted by some thugs that Shane sent after Victor. They attacked Victor from behind, and when Lee tried to help him, they attacked him too. The fight is intense and exciting, with a touch of the essence that Jackie Chan used to bring to his scenes. As this final move, Lee beats everyone up, leaving Victor pleasantly surprised by his talent. He was a boxer, but he had never seen anything like that. Although Victor appreciates his help, He asks him not to try that again. Shane is a dangerous man, and he doesn't want his problems to drag them down. However, he must admit that he needs some of that, so he begs Lee to teach him some moves he can use in his next fight. This fight is a secret for now. He promised Mia he wouldn't fight, but they need the money or they'll lose the business. Lee understands the situation and offers to help, but everything must stay secret for now. He doesn't want Mia to worry. During the first training, Victor realizes he's rusty. Lee, weighing 57 kilograms, takes him down before he realizes it, and it's clear he needs help. But Mia discovers them on the first night. They may be good fighters, but they are not spies and the situation calls for it. Just like Miyagi did for Daniel and Han for Trey. Lee adapts to what Victor knows and teaches him Kung Fu using what he has at hand. I bet they've never seen a pizza maker kneading with Kung Fu. Victor, who always trained to be a rock and hit like a golem, is now learning to float like a river, being agile and fast. In Lee's case, he's spending more time with Mia, which makes Connor's blood boil. Lee is also trying to learn some boxing. His defeat by Connor haunts him, and he wants to be ready to face him. But Victor notices anger in his. Lee tells him that a year ago, his brother won a tournament, but his opponent cornered him in the street and attacked him with a knife. He froze and couldn't save her. Since then, his boyfriend has grown inside him, and he saw that hatred in Connor's eyes. He's the same type of person who attacked his brother, and that torments him. Days later, Victor's fight arrives and Shane has come to see him lose. His opponent has devastating strength. Although Victor is holding on, he takes blows that would knock anyone out. But everything changes when Lee's lessons start to pay off. The Kung Fu moves take effect and Victor begins to take the lead. However, Shane signals to his opponent and distracts the referee. At that precise moment, he elbows Victor illegally, knocking him to the ground. Seeing Victor on the ground reminds Lee of what happened to his brother, and he freezes again. While the ambulance arrives to take Victor to the ER, Mia begs him to respond, but Lee seems out of his body. At the hospital, his mother attends to Victor and learns about the secret her son has been keeping. A week passes and Lee does not show up to support Mia during her father's recovery. One night he returns home and is attacked by a mysterious figure with Kung Fu skills who humiliates him. And when Lee turns on the light, it turns out to be Shifu, or his man. Han was worried because they used to talk daily, but Lee hasn't answered him in days, so he decided to visit him. Han finds a tournament flyer in the trash and starts to understand what's going on. Then he asks Lee to take him to meet his friend, the fighter. Mia is not at all happy with Lee. As soon as he arrives, she leaves the house very angry with him and blames him for what happened to her father. The situation is tough. Victor lost the pizzeria and they're unsure what to do. But Han has a plan. Lee will win the tournament. With the money, they can fix everything, but need support. Only 10 days remain until the tournament, and since they are in trouble, they decide to visit the first Karate Kid, Daniel LaRusso, who helped train Lee. It's time for Miyagi's teachings to be part of the new generation. Alan finds them a quiet place to train, and time is of the essence. Daniel arrives shortly after to work on Lee's karate stats. They face the opponent and discover his weaknesses. Lee will be the first karate kung fu kid in history if he manages to survive the intensive training. Although the training is going well, Lee can't stop thinking about Mia and wants to reconcile with her. And it seems she misses him too. Lee admits he doesn't fight for money, shares about his brother and the fear to overcome, but wants her by his side. With this resolve, the action begins. The rankings of the 5 districts begin, and it's time to see what Lee has learned. In Connor's case, his ranking is simple. He fights to injure and hurt, so he knocks everyone out without worrying about points. With new techniques, Lee advances and qualifies for the final, where Connor eagerly awaits to destroy him. But before they can celebrate their promotion, they are attacked in front of everyone by thugs sent by Shane. Luckily, their 2 masters were nearby to lend a hand. Danielle tells Lee about her experience fighting against violent and ruthless individuals. They must use their strength against them and take advantage of their mind clouded by anger. Lee mentions that Connor anticipated his signature move, the dragon kick, but Daniel suggests that maybe he should incorporate some karate into that move. As the training days run out, Lee can battle both his uncle and Daniel, and is ready for the final fight. Before the fight, his mother appears to support him and express how proud she is of him. She knows he has been blaming himself for his brother's death, and together they will overcome that. Shortly after, Danielle passes her Karate Kid legacy to Lee, who receives the Miyagi mark and is ready for the fight. Connor, with a direct kick to the face, shows him that winning won't be easy. Then he repeats the move, and Lee can't anticipate it. His mind seems everywhere but the fight. Our hero is losing by 4 points. His hopes diminish with every passing second. Luckily, he lands a good hit and gets back into the fight. Lee ties the score, leaving his teacher speechless as they argue about who taught him better. Even though just 1 point is needed, Connor hits him on the head, adding 2 points, making the score 7-7. Only 1 round remains, and it's a decisive one. The following seconds separate Lee from victory, and from his stance, he knows he's preparing for his signature move. A kick that Connor had already seen, but with a karate twist that takes him by surprise and grants him the victory. The movie ends with a pending kiss between Mia and Lee, now the new karate kung fu kid, and culminates with a cameo between Daniel and his eternal rival Johnny Lawrence since 1986. And that's how this great movie ends. If you want more action and kung fu movies,